Alright, here we are, Catan, a new city that is forming in the middle of nowhere. Hello everyone and welcome with City Tales, a game that was just released a couple of days ago, and why not just jump into this one, as it looks like a very cute city builder that takes inspiration from stuff like Manor Lords, from Foundation, you name it. Now we start as always with a little settlement here with the camp in the middle. There is someone looking around right in my village hall. I cannot click on this person though. Now what we want to do for starters is building us a woodcutter cabin. This will unlock me then some basic wood production, and we should probably have it where, well, we have a lot of wood, so it might be safest to have it somewhere here. We got 200 trees in the surrounding area. This looks like a very promising location for this very first building. Well, building is something that you should not use in this game though, as you're not really building buildings yourself. You're building construction zones, right? Camps, where in those camps you have then a building, like this one here, for example. With that out of the way, we have a woodcutter cabin. However, it's unemployed right now because we need to assign someone to that. And who do we need to assign? A specialist, a companion as they're called in this game. And we do have those starting companions. They're all level 1. And Misha, Judith, and so on will, well, accompany us for the whole game basically. And they have skills, they have levels, and they have strengths and weaknesses. Right now, none of them, it seems to me, has any weakness per se. So if we assign him now, or she, to this building, they will gain proficiency in that. So let's go ahead and get Misha into this building here. And thanks for trusting me. I promise I won't let you down. Alright, this companion is now the manager of this facility here, and as you can see, my smaller citizens, my normal citizens, they're now starting to work and chopping things away. We're getting 2 things out of that, wood and foliage. That's also something we're gonna need soon. We can now build houses. Now for the houses, well, we are not building the house itself, but we're rather once again placing a district. And as you can see, we can now draw a border here, just along the game even tells you how you can do this. And once we have basically finished it, we will have a neighborhood in this area. I would probably like to keep me a bit of a distance there to my city center, right? And with that we can build it now. It will have 8 tiles and it will cost me wood and foliage to construct. And let's go ahead and do this. And with that, yeah, get the first district and also the first people now building their homes in that. There it is, the very first houses. And in this case here, we have them now living in here, 5 people, that is, out of my population. And what is also important here is that these people, of course, have some demands. If we want to level them up to the next level, we do need to fulfill those demands. Demands include, for example, stuff like a well, stuff like a marketplace, and so on. Also, we finished a quest along the way and get a reward, that is the lumber mill. That lumber mill is a bit more expensive now, as it consumes also money, and yeah, we don't have that much money. Now in that case, it will then produce planks out of wood, right? And yeah, where can we place it, you wonder? Of course, we can only place it in a neighborhood, right? So I need to draft me another neighborhood most likely, because I don't want to have my normal shelters here too close to my industrial zone, right? So I'm gonna, since we do have, let's just check it out. We have the forest here, and we also have a mountain here. There's some stone. So this looks like a very good first location for a smaller industry zone, right, that we can grow here. So I would like to do just that. And let's actually, yeah, draw this one just over here. As you can see, we are also a bit limited by the amount of stuff that we can go here. I would like to keep a bit of a space there between the neighborhoods, right, for people to go through as well. And in that case, this looks fine. That's another 8 districts, and with that we can place it here. And now I can go in and also place me one of those lumber mills then right away, close to this. And with that, yeah, we finish the next mission right away and unlock us a few more buildings now that are gonna be important for us. Yeah, these buildings look fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and very cute. These people are now having their daily routine. Can I click on them? Unfortunately, they're not simulated themselves. But yeah, the shelters have been finished, and we can now see that they want a well and a market for us to build. So the well should be something that we can easily do. It needs 5 planks though. Also, my tax income is now working, right? So they're producing now money for us. Alright, the lumber mill has been finished. It once again needs a companion, like every industrial building in this game. So let's just check this out. Who should do the job? And yeah, someone with a lot of power, I say. Eike or Albrick? Let's go with Albrick.
Certainly.
And he's going to do the job now and yeah, process planks for us. At least he's managing the facility. Yeah, and you can't basically avoid it that people just live next to it, right? That's just how it goes. We can build another building on top of that though to replace the shelter at some point though. So that's something to consider. Next in line, we should work on some food production. Right now, I don't have any food, right? We have berries up here and we also have venison and fish as my first ones. Look at how many things there are in this game. There's going to be a whole bunch of resources to manage. Now, the gatherer cabin is one of them. And yeah, this is once again a neighborhood kind of like that you can draw. And we can see that there are mushrooms here, right? So this would be something to work on. Fisher cabin. Do we have a... Yeah, there is actually a river down here. So we could have the fisher cabin. It's a bit far away though. And we do have deer down here, and deer gives me the venison, and it's also gonna give me, I think, leather. So I would like to probably go for one of these. What I need though first is a rope maker. So out of the foliage, we can make ropes, and that is in the weaving workshop. And once again, we need to have this one in my neighborhood, and I can then place it right here beside my lumber mill as well. Very nice, there it has been finished once again, and let's assign someone to that. Judith, you can do the job, and she's now working this tile here, you might even say, in that district. And yeah, my little town is growing so far, 65 on the population, and my taxes are also coming in. There's even a book here that we can access at some point. My resource overview that we have, my companions and where they're working. Also all my residential buildings and what they need. And then also my quest that we have right now. Right? Producing planks and foliage and ropes. I would like to build me another district right away. So let's just have this one also beside the other one. And perhaps make this one... Oh, what is that? There are berries. Nice. So we could probably draw this district along here. To get me this going, and then we can work on the first well. And for the well, like with every service building, it has a radius, as you can see. So if I build it in this district here, it will actually affect all the other adjacent districts here because it's within the vicinity, right? So I would definitely like to do this, and let's build the well here. And all three of my districts now get the well bonus then with that. So you need to be a bit strategic, right, with where placing your neighborhoods and also where placing your service buildings to maximize that output. Now, when it comes to my gatherer cabin, we should have them now. Yep, we have now the rope production. So what I can do now is just over here, I would like to build me that gatherer cabin. Rotating this one makes sense. I cannot see the entrance though of it, right? So this is just something that we'll see. And yeah, let's get this going right over here to start producing me some food. All right, so you made some adjustments, Misha? What are you talking about? Small improvements. Well, I thought I would save us some time. He's a very young, motivated lad. So we do get something new now in, and that is that Misha is sufficient enough or proficient enough now working this one. We could also have him becoming a specialist in this one here for lumber. However, we can also now unassign him and the building continues to work. That's because this building has become proficient enough in that case here. And this is basically something that you'll need to do throughout the game, you know, because we only have these companions available. So that means that I need to switch them around and we need to make sure that they work in the same field, kind of like, because this is where they get their skills from over time. So someone for food should always stick around with food production, for example. Finished another quest here right now. And with that, we need to upgrade now shelters in order to continue. And look at that, the well has been finished, the tier 1 well. Yeah, looks rather basic, doesn't it? And this one now also affects in the other neighborhoods, this one. and also this one here with the well. The chapel would be the other building that we need. We do have everything for that available, so I can build this already, and as you can see, we're once again affecting the other districts, and the same thing can be applied then to the trading plaza. The problem though is now that kicks in, what I can see is that we need to have maximum 2 civil buildings in the district, right? So for the next one, I will need to go to this area here, which is also fine because we can affect then this neighborhood, and then potentially a new one here, and probably down here as well. I would also work on some hunting now, so let's get the hunter cabin all the way out here. Also, what we can see is roads are forming themselves naturally, like for example in Foundation. So I don't need to draw the roads myself, rather they're being placed wherever there's a lot of traffic, right? So especially also here between the neighborhoods, of course. So you can kind of like make your organic city this way. Also, if we add some ornaments, I think, yeah, we can also beautify these crossings here a bit further, right? With the resources that we have. So if I say something like that, and perhaps we can make a sign here at the... Oh, this is actually a cross. It's not a trading post sign or a road sign or anything like that, right? So it's just a cross. There is a trade sign though. Yeah. Oh, this is nice. I would like to have this one. Just here by the crossing, right? So people know where to go if you place it down here. So you don't get lost in this massive city. What's also interesting is that not every building has the same requirements. Like those shelters here, they need venison, while this shelter here needs venison and fish. I don't know what is the deciding factor between the two of them. They have the same space, the same size, the same requirements, the same population, so it's really just random. This one just needs more, right? Perhaps it's a more central location? Perhaps that's something to do with it. No idea. We do need a fisherman though, a fishing cabin, to also satisfy these guys though. So let's get us this one going right here by that beautiful river that we have. I love the graphics. Look at that. It's beautiful. It looks like an anime. Beautiful, colorful. Alright. We continue because we now have the option to level up our very first buildings. Like this one here, for example. And let's go ahead and do this. To level 2. Let's also do it for these guys there. These guys there. 3 shelter upgrades should suffice for now. Getting a few more quests now from my companions, especially here. So we also need to build 12 more shelters if I want to make them happy. Let's also get me a new companion. And I think we're using all my companions at this point. Isabel, could you do that? Yeah.
It will be done.
So that now we're using all companions, and the first ones should actually also reach the first level up here. Yes, he for example is now level 2 gatherer, right? And that means that he's got now a bit of a bonus here. With level 3, the production cycle gets reduced, and with level 4, the production quantity gets increased by 25%, for example. So this counts for all of them. I think it's the same for every companion. Yes, it's the same, right? They all have the same bonuses once they level up. Alright, the first shelters have been upgraded. They look a bit nicer now. Bigger for sure. Right, and they have now a few more needs. They actually want planks as a basic need. And also some other materials that we haven't unlocked yet. They pay me more taxes. They have, no, not twice the housing capacity, but yeah, 3 more per building. And they want now pharmacy and also a performance stage. So let's go ahead and get me my next district going. It's probably somewhere here. Let's make this one into a bigger one as well. Oh, wait a second. There's another street down here. So I would like to have it just here along that street. And this is going to have 10 plots. That's nice. And I might even have another district just here along the other one towards the berries. It's gonna be a very narrow one, right? But we want to grow there. I have no idea where this road is coming from. That's probably a king's road. You might consider it an international road, right? There's people wandering here, travelers, traders. We'll just see what they're all about. More shelters would like to upgrade. We have the fish inn, so let's also have these guys here in the middle upgraded. The berries are regenerating quite quickly, so they're full. Or she's not very proficient at that just yet. Another quest completed. That was the shelter upgrade. And with that we unlocked the stonemason, the first farms, a rustic tavern, and also a performance stage. So I think this is now something that we can see, right? Yes, now we can see this. So stone is something else. So these are the upgrade materials, it seems. And then we have the performance stage. We are able to build this now. It needs the stone that I don't have yet. So we need to also get this one going. Stone quarry. For this we need stone. Yeah, we have a lot of stone up here. I would like to use this one here. There is no... I think there's no industry zone coming up, right? So we just plop it next to the neighborhoods. That's probably the best one. This one here is the closest to my city, so let's just have the quarry here. And this is now taking then the stone from that deposit. Speaking about that, I think I'm gonna get Misha then over, because he's a gatherer and he's becoming a very good one at that. So I think this kind of like makes a difference here. And there it is, finished. Also, we are having 178 residences at this point. And let's get Misha over here, right? Can I see what this is about? There's a symbol here, but I can't see that here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get him over, and he's level 2, right? So he's on his way now to level 3 and getting me some stone. And this one here continues now to work automatically. That chapel is looking into the wrong direction, not towards the center. It's okay. I think there's the entrance. No, actually the entrance is... Oh no. Look at that. Yeah, the entrance is here. So this is... It's looking in the right direction, actually. Okay, we got also the stone gathered finished. So with that, we continue with that quest. As we should also now produce porridge and also cottages that we upgrade. So that's this one here that we need to upgrade then to the next level. I can't do that just yet. So what I'm gonna do is we need to work on the next construction material. And that is, in fact, the stringing workshop that gives me then the linen rope. This, however, needs flax and the foliage rope. So it's a combination of stuff that we already have, the foliage rope, but the flax we don't have yet. So I do need the flax farm. And this one needs a lot of space. So let's just check it out. We need fertile soil as well. And yeah, we don't have that here. We have that rather outside here. So where should we have that? This looks like a good location over here, honestly, just beside that road. So I'm gonna place me a farm here. I hope I can do this. Start producing me flax. And we should do the same thing then with the wheat. And once again, we are finding us a suitable location for this. Also, I would like to have this one a bit further outside, of course. Just up here on that mountain. What is that? Berries. Can I go all the way around here? Yeah, this looks like fine. I love the system already. It's quite detailed, honestly. And there it's coming up, right? The flax farm. Okay, so this one now needs farming, right? That is a new skill that none of my companions have so far. We have gathering only right now, so that's also here, as you can see. But farming is something we don't have yet. Who is actually working the fisherman? That's Isobel. This should be working now automatically. Let's get Isobel over here.
Yes.
And work on farming. Yes, this continues to work now just fine. To get me in the fish. And because it has now this bonus, right, that only appears after a brief period of a companion working there. Basically, she taught the workers there to work themselves, right? It's a bit of a micromanagement thing. What is the fish doing on a roof? This doesn't look very healthy, but okay. Alright, the wheat farm also needs something. Let's just check it out. The quarry is not able to work on its own yet, but the gatherer cabin, so Ravenna, she can go over there.
Yes.
And work my wheat farms now. Right, and there's the flax. So we should be seeing those resources coming in. There's no transportation, by the way, to the city center, right? It's all just numbers. Okay, there's the wheat. And I still don't see my flax anywhere. It should be here, actually. There it is. I can also build, since we have the stone, the performance stage. And this is something that, yeah, we can in fact have here, right? To affect all these neighborhoods here as well. And the other one would be probably... Oh, the pharmacy needs the ropes then, the better ones. Let's go ahead and get me the well going here. The radius is not very big for it. Can I upgrade a well? Yeah, we can upgrade this, but we need to progress the story further. So we can now build something, the Rustic Tavern. This is actually an industrial building. It's in the processing tab, but it has a requirement. It needs a well and it needs a chapel in range, right? It doesn't affect the neighborhoods themselves. It's actually just there to produce something. So here we do have the well and the chapel close by. So I would like to have this one over here, right? This is producing then porridge for us. So yeah, actually this is gonna be an industry zone, right? We have now 3 tiles here working industry. And there's also the tavern then that is producing then the fish stew. This we could also have then here, for example. Or we need the stringing workshop still. So let's have this one actually here, right? There you go. And there's my tavern. And this one needs now someone working that field. Okay, the stone quarry is finished, so we can now move Misha over here and work on the food. He needs, however, also milk. Oh no. Okay, the cattle farm. There is also something new. Farming. Let's have the cattle farm beside my other farms here, right? Got the space. This is not possible. This is very tight here. Let's try it this way. No fertile soil. What? Oh, I think we placed it a bit too far, or too close to it. This should work. Too steep? What is going on? There's always a problem. The district is too small. Now, I think we had it all, right? And there's one tile only working this. Doesn't look like a lot. Alright, I could try it over here. We have a bit more space here. Yeah, this gets me 9. Holy cow, that's a lot more. Okay. Yeah, let's book it. And get me my cattle farms going a bit further outside. And yeah, that forest is only a shell of its former self. There's not that much forest left. But, and that's pretty cool, you can move the buildings. You don't need to destroy them. I can just move them freely to another location. Like here, for example, up here in the wilderness. We have lots of trees left. Alright, yeah, Misha, you're not gonna work there for now.
As you say.
The stinging workshop, that's craftsmanship. And, ooh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta be careful here now because we got lots of different buildings already, like also farming. I don't want to mix my companions too much, right? So, in that case here, we got the lumber mill for construction. We got the craftsmanship. And this one here requires food, and this one here requires craftsmanship. So it makes sense to me to move Judith over to the stringing workshop.
Yes?
Because she stays within her skills, right? Craftsmanship. This one here is working automatically now anyway. And there she is actually. Rushing to her next job. Making sure that this one works then, right? And the food one... Do we have a food proficiency already? No, we don't. No one is having a food building per se at the moment. This is gathering. Right, then we get the farms out here. We can see here when they're self-sufficient. So what I'm gonna do is... Isobel, once this is finished, is gonna move then to my cattles, right? Because this is also farming. And yeah, let's try to keep Misha then in the food area. I really don't have anyone with food at the moment, so that's just his job now. Okay, Flax Farm is now self-sufficient. Oh, and we can also upgrade a plaza now, the trading plaza here, to the market square. Let's do this. That's a civil building. And the influence of these new improved structures will meet the needs of our villagers. Hopefully it also has a bigger radius. That would be fantastic. Isobel, you continue with the farming skill into the cattle farm so that we start producing some milk. So we have now the flax working, we have the wheat working. It's also self-sufficient now. And yeah, we can just keep them assigned to this area then, right? No problem. Alright. Yeah, there it is. The cottage has all the requirements, right? So now we just need the building requirements. There's also fish with berries. That's still something. And for this, I still need to build my tavern. To get me this crazy thing going. And we need to have a performance stage close by. So let's... Oh, there's no well here. Alright, this is actually interesting. So I need to have a well. Let's make it here. Right, so I can have my tavern in this area too. Alright, also the tavern has been finished and Ravenna, she's farming and food now. Right, so the same goes with Isobel, for example. Farming primarily and then food. So they stick together in their circle, right? For Misha, I don't have anything right now. He's just working food. Yeah. As these here continue to produce normally. With that, we should have everything for my cottages then, right? Ah, tiles. The latest or the last construction material has been unlocked. So there's still something else we need. And that's the clay pit. And then the tilery coming out of that. Where can we place a clay pit? Alright, in a fertile ground, right? So wherever you have clay in the soil. And let's place it here. To get it going. This will also need then a tilery, and the tilery needs a pharmacy and a market. So that is once again something to consider. We do have the market here, so I don't have a pharmacy yet, do I? No, I don't. So I could have the pharmacy in this district there. Because this would affect these two. I'm also gonna draw me some new neighborhoods over here, where there used to be my lumber camp, but there is no lumber camp now anymore. Okay, that is too large. Okay, there's also a maximum size for those districts. So I'm gonna have it here then. As my next one. And then we probably could also try to get one over here going. That's gonna be a very small one. That's possible though. Very nice. Pharmacy has been finished. This gives me now the option to have then my tilery here. There you go. Yeah, I really don't like to have though a building like this in a neighborhood, but here you go. We have the tilery and the marketplace. So if I have, oh, there's my berry bushes. Can we get rid of that? Because they're a bit in the way now of things for me. Ah, I can build over that. Very nice. Okay, let's do this because we need to have more districts adjacent to each other. Can't be helped. Right, so this has the pharmacy, the market stall, and the entertainment already in it. So this is quite nice. The gatherer cabin we need to move then to a new berry bush. I think there was one up here, yes. Let's go. And my clay pit. Gathering Misha.
Okay.
He's already level 2 and he can now do the job just fine. He was working the tavern, but the tavern is working already automatically. Nothing I need to worry about that. Let's continue upgrading a few more houses. Get some more population in. This neighborhood is still growing. I also love that the neighborhood is not just there with all the shelters, but rather based on demand, shelters are being built then, right? Okay, clay pit. This one's finished now, and now we should then, the tilery... Yeah, we can now build the tilery in here. And look at that, yeah, it's right next to my stone quarry. So this actually makes a bit of sense here. Those stick together. I could also have a smaller district in here as well. And very good, the tilery needs construction, and Alberic was working the lumber mill so far, and we're now reassigning him to the tilery to produce me tiles out of that. So he's already very good at the job. There you have it, 10 tiles in stock. And yeah, my town has grown and can now upgrade, I think, our town hall then. Forester cabin for mushrooms. That's strange. It should be reforestation, right? Town hall upgrade, eatery, and trapper's cabin. And with that, there you have it with a few more tiles. Oh, a lot of money that we don't have yet. But we have the resident demand. 350 we need to have if I want to upgrade. It still looks very basic, right? And we want to, of course, upgrade that. Alright, also, we can now upgrade to tier 3, my cottages. We have everything they need. Let's go ahead. There they are. Oh, beautiful. These are now, yeah, looking like more and more real buildings that we have. Several stories. Stone walls, by the look of it. And yeah, they have a few more demands now. They're also paying me more taxes. These guys have twice the amount of residences that we can squeeze in. That's pretty cool. And yeah, they also want now a theater and a laundry in the surrounding area, if we want to continue doing that. So the theater, yep, is the upgrade of my performance stage, and the laundry is the upgrade of my well. We need to get these going though first. Oh, there's lots of upgrades now possible here, thanks to having the tiles. And my companions have something to say. Agriculture, and truth be told, I'm more used to tending sheep than cows. Okay, so that's Judith, she's working my farms. And yeah, have a level 2 agriculture companion. So we already finished this one, and she is pretty happy with that. We also get a reward, that's 20 gold. That's really cool, right? These companions, they're not just some portraits, they actually have a story behind them too. Misha, no more running in the hallways, no more hiding under your mother's skirts, no more dirt on your face. You're a real lord now, just look at you, all grown up. Okay, I haven't had any milk since I left home. You know, a big fella like me needs his milk. Could you get me some, please? Okay, Misha, I'm gonna get you your milk. Right, we have finished this one. Thanks, you have your milk. And with that, we get some gold from him. And then we also got Isobel. Cramped tiny house. Barely any room. Could you upgrade? And upgrade a cottage for Isobel. Cottage? Let's do this. Just upgrade a lot of them. There it is. Already finished. And she thanks us for this and gives me some gold. Neat. And I think with that we have everything. Yep, just some tiles. But we have the gold now too. Got some better ornaments now too. A flowery bench, for example. This looks really cute. And yeah, this is something we can have then, I think, here. Along my streets especially, right? To decorate. Even though that tree looks a bit out of place there, if I have it so often. You can also have a mausoleum. Where should we have a mausoleum? Probably up here. With some stone planters. We can also have here along the road. All of this costs me, by the way, something. So you gotta be careful. And then some bigger trees as well. And there it is. We can now upgrade the town hall. This is very detailed looking. I noticed, by the way, because we're growing so quickly, that some of my resources are going down now, like my fish or like my berries. So I have a feeling that we're gonna need more of that. So let's just go for my... By the way, we also have a second tab here now, right? For advanced buildings. And let's just check it out. Where we do have some more berries. Over there we have them. And I'm also gonna need me another fisherman. So, yep. You need to have a bit of a distance between the fisheries, and you also need to have a fishing deposit. So, or fish spool that you need to have close by. Really? There is something very nice. So this is where my companions will kick in then again. Alright, there it is. Town hall has been upgraded. Looks nice. Looks better than before for sure. That is some very good progress here. I love it so far. There's no downtime. City Hall would be the next one. And we also finished that quest here now. And what comes next? I believe you've made your choice. A castle. Building your very own castle together with your companions. That can be a dream. And with that we get a few more industries now. We get the theater. the public school, a church, the iron mine that we need to produce iron, and there's the castle. But this is gonna need a whole bunch of resources then, especially cut stone. And the carpenter workshop, there's also something new. This produces then wooden beams that we have. Okay, got a bunch more quests now with that. And I think also for my level tier 3 houses, we now have these 2 requirements. Then they want to have a public school and the laundry. I still cannot upgrade the laundry. But the public school... No, we need the beam. Let's go for the beam first. That's a tier 2 one. Carpentry workshop needs some planks and... What is that? Iron, really? Okay. That is something that we don't have yet. Iron, there it is. Let's check it out. Where do we have iron? Oh. Over here, behind that mountain. There you go. Let's get us this iron mine going. By the way, we've also finished a bunch of these here. And but this is great that we have a production tab. That's actually pretty important. So we can see which of my buildings are now working automatically and which don't, right? So the ones that don't, they still need a companion. So this one here, for example. And let's just check it out if we have a gathering companion. Yes. Ah, very nice. We can also see right here that the building that Misha is working on is already self-proficient, right? So let's go ahead and send Misha over there to get the gathering going. That's a really good feature, honestly. And I'm happy that it's there. For gathering also, yeah, Aika here is already finished with the hunting, of course. He's been doing this since the beginning. And he's now training those people here to get the iron going. We continue with another neighborhood. I think we can nicely squeeze one in here. Just beside my hunters. The hunting ground is still there and also quite full. Since we have the iron going, I can now focus on my workshop. And for this, we need the pharmacy and the well. And as we can see, this one here would have it, but that's way too central. This one here would be a good option, I think. A bit further outside. So let's go ahead and get me my carpentry workshop going. And start producing me wooden beams. Alright, Arthur. Most esteemed Lord of Catan, thy humble sister, Countess Alba of Heathtuff, hath sent me through hill and valley to lend mine hand in thy noble quest. Thou mayst call me Knight Arthur, I have sworn an oath upon mine honor, and from this day forth I am thine to command. So, what do you want? Wouldst thou give me a scrap of iron and mend my blade and armor? Alright. There's always something. And we need to give him iron. 40 iron. We can do this as we gather iron already. By the way, also, that's pretty neat. With the upgrade of the town hall, we've increased the buildable space, right? So this is a limited area around us where we can build something. And this has gotten significantly larger now, spanning over that river here as well. It's a beautiful location there, by the way, to have something there. We'll just see if we grow that far. Also, there it is, my carpentry workshop. Now, yes, Albrecht, he's a level 3 construction already. Okay. And we can now move him over there. So he's actually on his way now to get to level 4 then. And also the iron to Arthur. Thy grace bringeth honor to thy name. I'm in my debt now, until fate unbinds me. Please accept my boundless gratitude. And Lady Albert also entrusted him with delivering a message. Dearest brother, I send you my warmest congratulations. The road ahead is treacherous and I wish you nothing but the fortune. What treacherous road? Surely she reminds me of you. Okay. Getting some 20 gold. It's not a lot, my generous sister. The theater can be upgraded. Of course we do this. Right here in the city center. And for my next upgrade... So by the way, everything is working right now, is it? Yes, everything is working. Next upgrade, yeah, we just need the wooden beams and 700 people. All right. So we need to upgrade more houses. I would rather work on some shelters for now before I go for more cottages. And I think also, wait a second, we have a chapel here for this whole area now. But these guys don't have a chapel yet. So it might make sense to me to also have a chapel. We can see the radius. There is a bit of overlap, but if we build it here, there's no overlap. Yeah, let's build a chapel here. To also get all these people in. By the way, there are overlays here that we can look at. So we can see that the chapel, for example, where it's spanning and where it's not, right? And then the same applies for the well, for the market, and so on. Public school, my next building. I definitely want to have it in this district here because we got some nice adjacency bonuses here. Let's get me a public school going. It's a bit far outside. Now we'll definitely need to have another one then here. We might also just go ahead and get me another district going here along that road that we have. As that city is growing, we need more space also for public buildings, of course. This also looks like a good location to get me the next district going. Of course, the more people, the more food I need. So hunting is still fine. Fishing has recovered. Berries have recovered so far. Milk, we have a lot. And there's my public school. A beauty. I love these buildings. Look at that. Fantastic looking. Got a nice little playground there as well. And we can upgrade the public school then to a private school. Oh, that is mean. Poor people. They will have to pay a fee then. Let's upgrade those cottages to the next tier. And that was actually really quick. 700 people. Got all the construction materials. Upgrade Town Hall 3. Let's go ahead and do this right away. And there it is also finished. They're just wrapping up the scaffolding. And yeah, there it comes. I'm not a particular fan of the color, but of course the architecture looks amazing, I think. With that also, we finish the next mission here. And we're now a real settlement. So I've taken upon myself to meet with some of our villagers and ask what they missed. Let's check it out. We do get a whole bunch of new industry now. We can process flax further, we can make clothing, we can finally also process the grain into flour and also make bread out of that. Apple orchards, we get the laundry finally, I was waiting for this, and also the cider press as my new industry. There's a whole bunch of things now that we have, and on top of that I still would like to build my castle. This will take cut stone. Right, cut stone is something I haven't discovered yet. So this is still something we need to work towards somehow. Now things are getting a bit interesting there too with the agricultural processing buildings. And as a matter of fact, you can now take the flax farm, take the spinning workshop and build it right into the flax farm. That's a pretty cool feature, I think, right? And the same thing can be applied to my wheat farm to also assign a windmill to that we can then build right on top of the farm. There's this empty spot for this on all of them. I think there's something for the milk then too. Nothing yet, but I'm pretty sure there's something like cheese making or so awaiting us. Really nice. I love this one, so you don't need to have it in the neighborhood all the time. I will definitely need to increase my capacity for planks though. Now we do have my workshop somewhere over here, was it? There it is. We cannot push this any further, so I will need to build a second lumber mill, unfortunately. And let's just see where we could have this one. Definitely somewhere a bit further outside I would like to have one of them. And I'm probably also gonna push another woodcutter cabin that we can have then a bit further over here. There's now my spinning workshop that needs a processing companion. We don't have any processing companion so far. By the way, there's Arthur. He actually joined us permanently. That's neat. Okay, Arthur, he's actually not very good for processing, right? He looks like someone that fights. Processing. Processing. I have no idea who we could send them. Yeah, Misha, go for it.
Okay.
Level 1. And with that, we're starting to produce now the fibers. Also got a nice amount of space here. And I would just like to once again carve out another neighborhood just here by the mountain. Can we do it like so? Really? You can? That's pretty cool. Okay, there's something forming in here then. And then I would like to have another one out here as well. Let's keep some of those trees alive. And this is actually growing then towards the crypt that we have over here on that mountain. Might actually increase that size here into a smaller cemetery. That would look nice, I think. Alright, as it's growing, we're growing past 800 now. All the industries are working and we should be having enough flax now in, or fibers, there it is. Because this allows me now to finally upgrade my well to a laundry. I've been waiting for this. Let's just have a look at it. And there's also a messenger arriving once again. I'm pleased to finally make your acquaintance. My name is Llewellyn. I was sent here by your father to deliver a message. To my precious son, gracious lord, I am delighted to see how far you've brought the modest lands I entrusted you. That is why your estate has been chosen to welcome a most important guest currently traveling through our country, Baron Yanis, and a noble from the eastern realm of Gudor. He shall arrive shortly. Please ensure he enjoys his stay. Llewellyn will also collect the taxes you owe. Being my child does not exempt you from such matters. He shall then remain by your side and assist in your endeavors. He's a good fellow. I hope this missive finds you well. I'm proud of you, and I trust we shall see each other again soon. Okay, so pay taxes to my father. Deliver them, and also wheat. So it's iron, wheat, and gold that he wants from me. And we do get a new companion with that as well. Llewellyn. And there's my laundry. So we got these laundry stations now, where people can, yeah, wash their clothing. Super nice. I really enjoy this so far, this game. And with that, we actually have all the demands that my Town Hall 3 wants. And we could potentially upgrade them now to level 4 then down the road. This shall also be quite nice. Also, let's have a look at the pharmacy. Yeah, this is probably a safe area to push the pharmacy into this area here too, as we will need that as well. And yeah, I can see that we will need more wheat, right? As this is going down quite hard. Not that much space really. Out here, can I build something here? Yes, actually, look at my buildable space. It's huge. We can have it on the whole other side of the river here. No fertile soil? What? You really need to keep a bit of a distance there. Otherwise, because it's stretching. There you go. That's another 6-tile wheat farm coming up here. Just by that beautiful river. And I have a feeling that there might be a fisherman possible here too. Yes. Gonna build me another fisherman here too. You never know. We're growing rather quickly right now, so food demand will definitely go up. Okay, that's more wheat. We're gonna need this then as well for the bread later down the road. So this is City Tales. It's a new city builder that just came out on Steam. I'm really enjoying my time with it. I hope you do too. Don't forget to leave a like behind, and we may continue onwards then in another video of this game. It seems to be way more in-depth than I thought at first. And there's a nice flow of gameplay to it too. Have a nice day. Cheers.